what's up everyone? My name is Cheyenne, and in today's video I've decided to share the commute that I had when I was living in Mexico as a Fulbright ETA grantee. I was placed at a university in a very small rural town called Amozoc, which is about 45 minutes away from the center of the city of Puebla. I had decided to live at the very edge of Puebla to be as close as possible to Amozoc, but still be somewhat central to the city of Puebla itself. At the time, I was living in a loft apartment that was built on top of a family home. On the first floor of that home was my landlady and her family, and on the second floor was her sister and her family, so I always felt comfortable even though I was living alone. I do have a video on my channel of me giving an apartment tour, so feel free to check that out if you are curious. After heading to the first bus stop, I would get onto the very first bus. I would take two buses to get to the university. The first bus would drop me off right here, which was the federal highway, and this is where I would wait for the second bus to arrive. The second bus had a discount for students and university staff, so it cost 6 pesos, which at that time was about 30 US cents. A lot of my students at that time would joke and say that La 86, which was the route number for that bus, was more like a school bus than a public bus because the vast majority of the people on the bus, at least in the mornings, were my students. The university itself was the very last stop on that route, so it was a very convenient way for my students to get to school. You may have noticed a couple times in this video a business called OXXO. OXXO is a convenience store chain in Mexico, and they are very prevalent all throughout the country. Whether you are placed in a very touristy area or a more localized area, you will definitely find an OXXO. In fact, in this clip to the right, you can see there was an OXXO back there. After driving about 30 minutes on the federal highway, we have finally entered into Amozoc. And due to many reasons, such as the bumpiness of the ride itself and also just general security reasons, I wasn't able to record too much of the town of Amozoc, but I will just say that there's a lot of color and there are so many churches like the one we just saw. There was also a railroad and a train that would often pass by in the mornings. In fact, it was very common to hear students say that they were late to school because of the train. But regardless, Amozoc had a lot to offer and it was really a beautiful little town. It was also very common to have the bus drivers stop at one of the many little stores on the federal highway or in Amozoc itself just to pick up a couple of drinks or some snacks for their long shifts. After about 45 minutes of our trip, we are finally pulling up to the university. The university that I taught at was La Universidad Politécnica de Amozoc, or the Polytechnic University of Amozoc. The two most common majors at this university are physical therapy and different kinds of engineering. There were about 900 students in total, and I did work with every single student throughout my 7 months at the university. During my lunch break, I would often eat from one of these two stands, and I decided to finish out this video with a clip of my students hard at work, and this was during Dia de los Muertos. And with that, thanks for watching.